annoying as hell. So I got to figure that out. But for now, I guess I can just chill. I don't have to worry about that. I have to make sure the link is still valid for this. Delete that story and reshare this one. The drama of streaming music stuff. Holy. Oh, the joys. Alright, any homies coming back? Let's see. We might as well go back on Kick. Sorry for being annoying, holy. Oh my goodness. That's annoying as hell, I'm sorry. I guess we won't do any Ableton stuff right now. We might just still mess around and see what sounds we can get going out of the synths. And I'll try to kill that sound issue. I'm having so many issues with the sound. It's actually ridiculous. I don't know what the heck's going on. Where's my audio coming out of right now? Output to no. I think, is that the reason why that wasn't working? Now can I? Oh my goodness. Can I drop these now? No. I still need to hear that to monitor. What about here? Phone source main 1 and 2. Alright, well that's alright. That'll work, I guess. Syndicate, what's going on, buddy? I have a day off and I'm chilling. That's what's going on around here. How are you? What's going on with you, buddy? I was thinking about just messing around and making some beats here. Let's kind of do a nice little sit down sort of funk day and chill, you know? Laying low at work, I like to hear him, man. Don't let me get you in trouble. I'm just gonna switch the mic around. Switch the stand to the other side here. One sec. Enjoy. There we go, that's a little bit better. I like it over here more. I get access easier to all the other synths. Well, thanks, dude. Yeah, no, it's from Hollister, believe it or not. Has a pretty dope back. I have a McLaren shirt that goes well with it, but I don't have it on. How's your day going at work? What do you do? Have I asked what you do for work before? Kick, what's going on? Make some noise, Kick. I'm trying to restart streaming on Kick, so let me know you guys are alive, and I might keep streaming over on Kick. A radiologist, hell yeah, buddy. You can see right through people, eh? Try to get some more percussion on this. We got our 909 open hat. We got our little pattern from the edge. We got our kick drum. Screaming strings. What's going on? And Albanian Syndicate, I'll give you a horn too. I'll try to give everybody a horn. If a new person chats, they get a horn. That should be some good motivation to get you guys talking. Let's get a new sound up here. Hell yeah, the air horn sidechain. It's all sidechain to the kick, buddy. No kick, no sidechain. So yeah, the routing, everything goes into the mixer, and then on the mixer I have a send that goes into the drum machine, and then out of the drum machine it goes back into the mixer as the drum machine being its own channel, so I can decide what gets put through the side chain. So right now everything is going through the side chain. So yeah, it's fun. This is a good intro for a track, I think. I might kind of build an idea based off this. I should record what's going on in the Edge. How can I do that? It's mono. I can get it into shit. I could get it recorded, but let's just try building a track and see what happens. Did I get a vocal in there? Not that one. Let's see what else we have here. The Edge is really, really fun, Berserker. I got this patch going on it right now. I've always been a fan of, you know, the DFAM from Moog, but paying that much money for what the DFAM was doing, and I don't know, I could never justify paying that much for what it did. But with the Edge, it has a little bit more connectivity, per se. The DFAM doesn't have a MIDI in, so it's really hard to interface. So this one has a MIDI in. This one also has scale divisions. So when it gets the MIDI clock, it's able to actually scale the sequencer. Let's see, like 1632, you got your triplet grids here as well, and you can clock from MIDI, USB, and internal and external. So the Solar 42, I have heard of the Solar 42, but let me just take a look at it again just to be sure. Oh, that thing's nice. $3,000 though, same price as the Moog. Is that supposed to be like a percussive thing too? Ambient. Oh, it's a drone unit. Never mind. 10 voice drone synth. 50 oscillators. How can it be 50 oscillators with 10 voices? Is each oscillator like 5 voices? That thing looks crazy though. Buy some more t-shirts and donate, and maybe I'll be able to fund one of these. Business expense. Oh, it's only 5,700 Aeroplan points. Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to listen to some sound demos after. They better not be too good because I'm going to be too tempted. Or maybe I'll just wait until Behringer makes a clone for one of them and I'll buy that. But yeah, like you know what? Yeah, I was going to say, let's just wreck this patch, but it's really nice to have a little bit of extra features with the Behringer pricing. For what it does and where it kind of sits in my setup, I didn't really need to spend the extra money to get the Moog quality. Like the sub 37 sits a little bit more up front in terms of like what I'm using it for, whereas like the Edge is just kind of more of a sprinkle sort of added texture on top of things. So the Edge is definitely worth it for the money, in my opinion. If you're looking for something percussive, like just a self sequencing machine, it's definitely worth the money if you can fit it in your setup. There are some weird things, like the only output is a 3.5 mil jack out of the VCA. It has a headphone output too, but on the Moog it does have the full 1/4 inch capable output there. So just a weird thing like that. I just had to buy a cable like just for this, but not a deal breaker for me, honestly. If you have modular gear, you have 3.5 everywhere. So you know what? Let me just do a little demo on the Edge. We'll see. So you know what? Maybe we can all just split one. We'll all put one in the cart. We'll all split it, and then weekly we'll just rotate it. was a kind of an early birthday present for me. Like I got it like 3 or 4 weeks ago, something like that. It's been pretty fun. My favorite thing to do. So right now I have it just on the modulating both oscillators from the pitch. Sorry, a little bit of envelope modulation on the oscillator. Just give it that snap. What I really like to do, get it on the hard sync, take down the level of oscillator 1, jack up level 2, and maybe get the velocity on the FM amount. There we go. Now we got a sweet little patch. Throw a little hi-hat action. Then you can mess around. So since we have like an FM patch going, we can mess around with the oscillator frequencies because they're modulating each other, right? So we'll do that and see what happens. Bay makes it really interesting. So I had the pitch amount modulating the FM amount. So not only is the pitch knob on the sequencer modulating the frequency of the oscillators, it's also modulating the FM knob, which is really fun. And then we can also do that with our velocity. Get lots of cool flavors. And then we can get our pitch on our VCF decay, for example. We got cool stuff going like that. It's a techno machine, you know? Get our noise level up there too. What's going on, Buck? Why'd I get so quiet all of a sudden? Crave or the grind? Wait a second here. Which one's the grind again? Let me see here. Oh yeah, the grind is the digital oscillator one. I was honestly thinking about either. I had the Neutron at one point, and then I sold it like a dummy. I would get the Neutron again, if not the Proton. But the Crave or the grind would definitely, probably the Crave, just because it has more traditional oscillators. But yeah, the grind does look, I was actually really considering the grind instead of the Edge, but I had too many synthesizers in here that would do like similar things, so I wanted something a little bit different. It doesn't matter to me, it's more or less what else the synth is giving me, right? Because it's like, I mean, how much is the I can get a Model 15. So it's like the Moog modular clone. That would be really fun to mess around with. Let's see what you get with it. You get a cool filter envelope, of course. Yeah, menu diving for a sine wave? Nah, I need, like, that's, the Moog is really good for knob per function. Whatever's hidden in the menus is like what you want hidden in the menus. The peak is very knob per function, but all the modulation, what it's like made for almost, is all in the menus. The Roland, oh my god, sometimes it's a little stupid. The Electron gear is the Electron gear. You know it's all digital anyways. But, yeah, the Edge, there's no digital nothing, as far as I know. So, it's true analog, and it sounds really good. You got to give it to Behringer. I know they get their bad rap here and there, but they make some pretty good sounding stuff, if I do say so myself. But yeah, the Neutron or the Proton would probably be what I would be like kind of looking at next. Maybe the Proton. The Proton definitely looks like it has some pretty juicy features. Yeah, dude, that's sick. But yeah, the Proton has 2 LFOs, 2 VCAs, 2 attenuators, a portamento. You got all of these cool features. So that's definitely on the list of checking things out. Yeah, like Eurorack is something that I want to get into eventually, maybe. The Proton, like when I had the Neutron, I was really considering getting a Eurorack system. But just the rabbit hole was way too deep at the time. And I was just like, man, do I want to do this right now? I should have, but I didn't. I got the I had money put away for it, but I ended up buying the Peak instead. I feel like that was more suitable for what I was trying to do before. But yeah, like we all know yeah, the Moog can get nasty. Yeah. So I just wanted something like one of each. You know, I got one of the best mono synths you can buy, and then one of the better poly synths out there. It's not very talked about, I feel, the Peak, but it's very capable. It's 8 voices, 3 oscillators, analog filter. Let's see here. Yeah, both really fun synths. The Peak I definitely do not use enough for what it's squeezing out, but it sounds amazing. With the built-in effects too, it's definitely a really good selling point. The delay on it is really fun, especially for like the techno stuff that I like to do. And then the Digitakts 2 and 1. I have the one just kind of set up more of a drum machine to kind of go with the Roland, and then I have all the funky stuff going on the two. So just like the cooler stuff that you know, it's got the comb filter, which is fun. So it's just like whatever I want that I know I'm going to want those features for in terms of sampling, like whatever samples I want to use the Digitakt 2 features on, I know to load in. And then it's just basic, you know, bongo kind of stuff that's hard to find on the Roland that I can quickly get on to the Digitakt. And then the sequencing power of the Digitakt 1 is way better than the Roland. So just sequencing cooler, you know, patterns with better variations to, you know, the modulation, the what's it called, the per step parameter locking you can do on this is really cool. So like, I'll get a sample here. No. I'll give me something decent. You know that works. Do we have a, yeah. That's what's going on there. So we have that sound, right? I'll just make a little pattern for that. It's gonna sound like, yeah, when I was looking for an upgrade to the sequencing sampling side, I was really considering the Akai MPC Live. No, was it the 1000? Yeah, the 1000. And yeah, no, I ended up getting the Digitakt 2 because I just didn't want to shy away from the sequencer. So again, let me show you guys what this thing can do. So we got this sequence. Have that, you know, it's basically just an 8-bar or 8-beat loop, or 4 I should say, 1 2 3 4, but it's on an 8-step sequence going twice, so we can mix this up a little bit. So we can say, but on the second time around it gets the 3. But we can say we want that 3 to happen maybe only the second time it goes around. Cool, now we already have some variation. Now what we can do is actually change the pitch of some of these steps too. So maybe I want this. That sounds cool. And then say I wanted to do that on the Roland. Oh, you got to download an update. You got to contact support. You got to return it. You got to get a firmware update. You got to take a picture with your aunt and upload it to MySpace. I don't know. It's weird. Like you got to turn on the motion, and if you leave the motion on, that modulation comes back later on when you don't want it. Maybe I just don't know enough about the workflow, but it just makes so much more sense on the Electron stuff. And yes, wax on, wax off, Buck. It's all about your parameter locks in Techno. So that's actually pretty sick. I'm going to leave that the way that is. Yes, and that's another thing that I'm always weirded out about. You know how like the Native Instruments Machine Plus and like all their Native Instruments hardware, the keyboards, the MPC stuff, they all run that software internally. They have like the LCD screens. I don't trust that kind of stuff. I trust the like this more, where it's all kind of built from the ground up, and it's not just. I mean, it's very similar. I know that, but for some reason, I just trust the Electron stuff a lot more. They've been doing this style of instrument production for 20 years plus, since like the 90s. So I know that they know what they're doing. Whereas like Akai, they were all analog based, and then they moved into software, where I feel like Electron's kind of stayed consistent with their production and whatnot. So honestly, man, like it's my favorite thing. Like I love using the internal stuff on here, but like when I'm sequencing it with the Electron, you're able to swing, you're able to, I love seeing what notes I'm actually jumping to. So let's finish up this percussion thing. Let's program a bass line on the Moog. So we'll initialize our preset. Pick a key. Go in the key A there. So we'll make sure our sequencer or our keyboard is in A here, and we'll just lay down some notes. Why aren't we hearing anything? As soon as I had my finger on the A, pause. That sounded terrible. It sounded right. Yeah, dude, they nerfed all of the stuff, man. In music, what they did to Pioneer. Didn't they they bought out Moog too. I'm lucky I got this sub 37 when I did, because it was like right when they stopped making stuff in North Carolina. So let's make this bass line a little bit more bouncy. So Yeah, that percussion thing in the background's a little too stagnant. So what I might do is put an LFO on the track volume and just see what we can do modulating the volume of the track there. So we'll lower it completely in the sample section. Oh wait, what did I do? Level, amp, and then we'll just modulate it from there. See, like, before. Oh wait, you can't hear it, but see what that sounds like. Doing that weird little bit. You know what? I might phase that a little bit more. Let's see. Chevert, qu'est-ce qui se passe, homie? We're just chilling. I'm just trying to formulate a beat here without the pressure of being on the funk day, you know what I mean? But welcome, buddy. Piecing it together. We just finished sequencing the bass line. I was gonna see if I can get something going from the edge here. Let's see. We're in the key of A. The only thing about the edge and the DFAM is that like you can't just like say, oh, I want this in the key of F and then put the whole synth in the key of F. It's all microtonal and in between frequencies, you know? So let's see if we can get it with our bass line here. relatively bare patch. Doesn't Behringer have a 909 clone? I'm pretty sure they have a 909 clone. They even have a Lindrum clone. I think it's the Behringer RD9. Yeah, buddy. Don't regret it. Oh, I can't send a link. But yeah, I know the pain, man. I had a Arturia drum brute impact. That thing was sweet, but yeah, I found myself just getting too many 909 and 808 samples to put into the Digitakt. The 909 sound is definitely Yeah, like let me switch up the pattern here. Pattern select. Let's go here. I don't want bank. Just want pattern. There we go. Let's go kit. Let's get our 909. Let's get our just raw 909 kit in here. TR-909. The way God intended. Let's just do a little 909 action here for a sec. The compressor involved. filter's insane on the Digitakt too, and I'm also modulating it slightly, so like. There's it in high pass on the multi-mode. Yeah, one of the main selling points was the processing of the roll in there. Really glad that I got it. Yeah, the filter. Sorry, I got lost in that. I love the 909. Yeah, like when combined with like just sampling the 909 808 samples with the Digitakt, oh, it's a whole different drum machine. It's insane. Yes, Daft Punk vibes. Yeah, the multi-mode, I went into high pass mode there. What I was trying to do is I was thinking about putting in a different bass line, but I was going to mod the sequence a little bit more. Yeah, the rhythm and the OG Digitakt, yeah, that's a tough, you're in a tough position there. Yeah, the Digitakt 2 is definitely worth it. If anything, I would get rid of the 1 and maybe get an MPC 1000. We'll see. I'm just having fun right now. This is definitely heading in a good direction. I really wanted to do some recording today while streaming, but for some reason Ableton, there was a new update and firmware and whatnot for the audio interface and the software, and it's been kind of buggy since I did the update, so I'm gonna just hold off on recording while streaming for now until I figure that out. But I'm just getting loose right now. It's always nice to just bug around and see what you can come up with. We're just coming up with some cool ideas because of the note to get the 909 loaded up. So yeah, the update was terrible.
need this audio interface to talk with the computer. But yeah, no, like it's been doing fine without these updates for so long, and then it's just been bugging me for so many days with these update notifications. So I'm just like, you know what, I'll do it, whatever. And then yeah, I streamed for a little bit, for like what, 20 minutes before this, and it just got way too buggy, and I was just like, stop, I gotta fix this. I've been using Overbridge multi-track recording with the Digitakt software is enabled to no problem recording like 30 tracks at a time with everything. That's been interesting. Do you guys know about that pocket chord thing on Instagram? Have you guys seen that? I really want to get one of those. That looks really fun. It's like, yeah, the pocket chord by Pocket Audio or something. It's got all the chord buttons on it. No, it's not the Orchid. Let me see if I can find what it actually is. It's by Pocket Audio, I think. Something Pocket something. I can't find it. But yeah, that thing is sweet. It's like a Kickstarter thing, so it's like super expensive. It's an indie developer, but looks cool, and I want one. But I got the Edge instead for my birthday. Does anyone have an analog heat by chance? Let's talk about that. The analog heat is pretty sweet. Yeah, like I can play basic keys. Like I know I know my basics. I know my inversions. I know my triads. I know my keys. I know my scales. But yeah, I learned that all on guitar. So when I take it over to keys, I'm still a little shaky. I can do bass lines real easy. That's easy, but chords still mess with my head. Yeah, you got the heat plus effects. It's pretty sweet, hey? It's kind of like what I was looking for the longest time. I was looking at like all these bus compressors that were able to kind of like distort the sound, but having the actual distortion circuits and having like the ability to tune the distortion really nicely along with like all the other effects. Like for the FUNKDAY, I just run a little bit of compression, the heat module, the bass at the end just to modify the bass past a certain frequency, and then during the techno portions I turn on a little bit of delay and reverb, just slightly, just a little bit to bleed it in. But yeah, the EQ is really is funky. I don't know if you guys know what the what's it called. It's by SSL, the SSL Fusion. I wanted one of these for so long, but they are so expensive. And it basically it's a thing you just put at the, it's like a mastering thing. Oh, I can't send this as a link. It's too big of a message. You're kidding. But yeah, the SSL Fusion is crazy. Hell yeah, dude. Comes from guitar? Yeah, dude. I was supposed to go to school and study guitar and theory and jazz and all that kind of stuff, and then I kind of fell through. But I did 2 years of nonstop training for this audition that I did to get into the school. But I just didn't end up going, and I bought synthesizers, and I can play a major and a minor scale. Yay. Performing jazz is, yeah, I love jazz. Like live jazz is really fun. Composing it, I can't really compose it. I don't really have that abstract of a mind yet. It's still very closed in on the theory. Theory is like a good and a bad thing, because if you study it loosely and you just kind of like know the rules instead of follow the rules, your music is still going to like cross boundaries and maybe sound weird, but still acceptable. Like jazz, they kind of stick to a key, but then they go in between here and there to make things sound a little abstract, but that's jazz. There's nothing wrong about jazz. So but yeah, like for this kind of stuff, it's really useful. Like house is really rhythm based, right? Like you don't necessarily need a complicated musical composition to get good house. Like 90% of it is down to the rhythm. You can have the same root note on your bass line, and as long as it follows a good rhythm, like we got a banger. So music theory for EDM, not necessary. You just need a good ear. You just got to know where the sound should be going, and if you can earball that, I'm coining that phrase, earball it. If you can earball that sound, then you're good. You have a good ear. You have good taste. You know where that stuff is going. That stuff can be kind of trained, but pitch perfection and whatnot cannot. So you might be born with a gift you might not even know. As long as it grooves, that's what I say all the time, man. Another beer though. I wonder if they used to say that's a groove because like they found the groove in the record player, or in the record I should say. Like when it's in the groove, it's like, ooh, that's a groove. Like they had the audacity to carve that groove into that record. That's a groove. I don't know. I'm baked. mixer do I recommend? That depends on what you're kind of doing there. I have a Mackie Pro Effects 12 V3, and I have it because it has a good amount of stereo inputs, which I do have some stereo instruments, so that's a consideration. Effects processing, if you want effects processing, you play live with 2 to 3 instruments. Are they synthesizers or are they like guitars? Drum machines. All right, yeah. So if it's just a single out, you don't need anything crazy. Um, Probably like a Soundcraft Note. Oh, you got some stereo options there too. What's your budget by chance? Do you have a budget? Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of options. I'm assuming you're from the US, or are you Canadian? Okay, US. All right. Um, like I have the Mackie Pro Effects 12 V3. It has 3 stereo inputs and 4 mono, which is nice, and they all have their own mic preamps as well. You can. So like I don't have enough stereo outputs to handle all of my stereo outputs on the inputs on the mixer, sorry, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things that would be plugged into the mixer that would need stereo. So what I'm actually doing is running the Digitakt 1 into the Digitakt 2. So they're kind of talking, or audio-wise, it's just going out and then in, and then I'm busing both of the Digitakts into one stereo channel onto the mixer. So it's definitely doable. I think Allen and Heath is a fantastic choice for a mixer. I would have gone with an Allen and Heath, except there are only a few mixers that I found on the market that have sub mixes. So you have your master output here, but you also have a sub mix left and right. So what I use that for is selecting what synths and what inputs I want to be sent out of the sub output. And that allows me to route different signals. So, for example, out of the sub right now, I have that going into the back of the Roland, and the Roland is processing that input and giving it sidechain, master effects from the reverb and delay, as well as the master effects section here. So you can do filtering, compression, all that cool stuff with whatever it's receiving, and I can choose what it would be receiving through the send options on each channel on the mixer. So that's pretty unique to this mixer. That's why I bought it, is for that function. I do have a Soundcraft Signature 12 under the thing down there. It's broken. I need to get it fixed. But right now I'm just running the Mackie. But yeah, the Z10 effects, definitely check it out. Just take into consideration the stereo inputs and what you would want stereo. Well, again, man, like the TR-8S, you might not be looking at it and being like, oh, how does it sound? Like, for example, it's a Roland drum machine, so like you're really buying it for the sounds that it comes with. Like that's like the 808, the 909, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas like I know the Electron drum machines, they're more like drum synthesizers. So you're more tuning your own kick drums and your snares and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of building drums from the ground up, and the sequencing is more unique and all that kind of stuff. So I find that you can get more diverse sounds through the analog or the Electron gear. But with the Roland, you know, you're buying it for a specific reason, and that's the functionality, the Roland sounds, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the 6S is definitely fun. Yeah, like the TR-8S is just like the greatest hits of Roland put into $1,000 machine. It's like ABBA Gold put into one. They have like a bunch of other cool stuff in there too. Yeah, you 100% do not need a TR-8S, especially if you have a sampler that can just accommodate those samples. And it's nice too because like on the drum machine, if you're actually like making a rap beat and you have like a tuned 808 or like you're looking for a tuned 808, it's way easier to like go ahead and tune the 808 to your bass line on a sampler than it is on the drum machine because you're sitting there tweaking the tune for every single step and it's just annoying. So, but people did it back in the 80s, so why are we complaining, right? The TR-8S. So let me show you something here. So we have, by default, on most, if not all sequencers, 16 steps, correct? I don't know how much you guys know about the Roland here, but I'll hit play. We have our kick drum. All is fine. But let's say I want to go into this next sequence over here. I can't just like click it, or else it'll just start playing that one. But if I want to chain them together to make 32 beats, I have to hold A and then B. So now they're chained. So now if I wanted... So the only reason why you're not hearing the kick drum go again is because I don't have it sequenced in B. So let's say I don't have it sequenced in B, but I want to sequence it in B and I hit B. To sequence it in B, it thinks that now I just want B to play. So now it's just playing something that's blank until I put in the sequence. So B will have this repeat at the end. Boom, boom. So we know that's B. So now I have A and B chained. And then if I want to go and edit one of these variations, I actually have to hold down track record and then go into that one and then do it. It's finicky. It messes me up when I'm live because I'll just be switching variations thinking I'm editing one and then I'm like, why isn't it sounding the way it is? Oh yeah, accidentally. It's finicky. It's very convenient for live play. I'm not trying to complain at all. It's my clumsy hands that get in the way. If you can master it, it is very powerful, but I got so much going on in here. I haven't really put in my 10,000 hours and gotten the muscle memory 100% down. I've definitely made it my own with what I need it to do for the show and whatnot, but as it is, a lot of the stuff, guys, I'm scratching the surface because if, you know what I might do actually? I might just put all the stuff away and then just do a funk day with a small amount of gear, you know? Oh, you're at Ultra? No way. Did you go to the Deadmau5 retrospect show too? I really wanted to check that out. Yeah, I would love to see Carl Cox. I saw Deadmau5 and he played as test pilot last summer in Calgary. So I got a good techno fix last year. Yeah, I ran a hybrid rig for a bit. I ran a Tractor Control S8. And then I had a MIDI out that went into the drum machine in the Digitakt, and then I was able to choose house tracks, loop them, and then put my own hi-hat variations on top. It was awesome. I would have loved to go to Ultra. We should all make a Funktuate trip next March for my birthday. We'll do a Funktuate field trip. Yeah, it's a lot to manage, man. Even I get task paralysis during the funk day. I'm looking at what I should be doing next. I'm like, oh my god, you know what? I'll just take out this hi-hat. And I'm just like, oh my god. I just saved myself another minute. Yeah, like I just got to strip down. Like I don't know, everything's just so integrated. But I remember just making good music with like little amounts of gear. If you guys go on my Instagram and see what like my first little synth setup looked like, it was so cute. It fit on like a corner of a table. Just a few Korg Volcas, a Basel Castle, and a Arturia Micro. Oh no, what was it? What was like the old analog, the tiny analog one? I have not. I have not tried the MC707 yet. Yeah, that is true art, and like I should probably purge. If anything, I gotta purge the Digitakt one. I feel like that's a little limiting for me right now. Like this is my cap. Like I have a poly synth, I have a mono synth, I have a percussive synth, drum machine. I got a drum machine sampler, effects unit, mixer. I'm good. I tried to sell my Digitakt one, and then I was listening to some songs, and I was just like, man, I can't do that with the Roland as easy. So I decided just to like keep the Digitakt to help out the Roland. The Digitakt one is gonna be so hard to sell. Unless you put it up for like super super cheap. Pro 3s are pretty sick. That's the sequential, right? Yeah, maybe I just gotta strip back. But yeah, again, everything's so integrated. Having to do all that wiring every week would be painful. Man, you got some good stuff there, Art. Damn. But yeah, this is all I need. If I get any more synths, it's because I hit a jackpot of money and I can spend it. But right now, there's no reason I should be getting any more synths. What's up, Canyon Stoic? Oh, that's okay, buddy. You're living it up in Hawaii, man. Don't worry about it. Live your life. The funk day will return. Don't worry. Yeah, like I really just need to take a piece of gear like into my room and just like chill in bed with the TV on, with the headphones on, and just like dive in and just crack each one. I'm pretty sure I got everything that I want out of the Digitakt one. Digitakt 2 just got a new update that I'm still going over some things with. But the Roland, there's something I gotta find about the Roland. That is true. Something special, real special about the floor. I always think about that one picture of Bjork or whatever, and she's like on the floor recording with her synths and her cassette recorder, and it's just like, oh, that looks fun. But again, there's so much shite. I literally paid $200 for the stand to get it up off the ground, and I'm just gonna be putting it back on the ground. So yeah, there's a lot of shit going on here. But I love it, guys. The only thing, yeah, that's crazy, man. And when you learn about even like the like Skrillex, he wrote like all of Bangarang on tour, like in the back of cabs and all that stuff. I'm not really huge on effects right now. They're they're the same price as some synths, you know what I mean? So like what I really look for are synths and other units like the Analog Heat that are able to host their own effects. That's what I like about both Digitakts. They have their own delay and reverb engines. The Digitakt 2 has a chorus engine. The mixer has its own effects. The Analog Heat, the Roland, the Peak. The only thing that doesn't have its own internal effects are the Moog and the Edge. But once they hit either the mixer or the Peak, or not the Peak, sorry, the Heat, then they'll get effects. Yeah, and like honestly, I don't need a huge lush, $600 reverb on a sawtooth bass line or what have you. That's going to be tucked away in a techno mix. If I was like doing like deadmau5 style chord progressions and breaks like that, maybe I'd find it useful, but it would be so in the background you wouldn't be able to hear the reason why you spent all that money on it, Yeah, you just need a little bit of wash. I just need a little bit of that frequency fill and, just that wash in the background. And, for techno, again, it's not made to sound super engineered or super sound designed. So kind of the murkier you can make it sound, but still clean, is like a part of the whole genre. I was looking at the Source Audio Collider though because it had MIDI delay and like a guitar style pedal, and that would have been really fun, but ended up just staying away from effect boxes for now because does it look like I have room for effect boxes? Nah. Like I already have a whole patch bay underneath the stand for the Electron boxes here. I already got that tucked away. I've seen those plate reverbs, man. Those are like pretty insane. Like the way that they did the effects back in the day, super cool. I love those like those tape delays or whatever that like you can see the tape ribbon like going through the top of the unit, because it's getting recorded to that tape and getting passed through the player and the recorder. It's so cool. Yeah. I would have had that same motto if I've always had a mixer since from the get-go. Because yeah, these units you can chain together, then you can make like a master chain. So I can go from like Digitakt 1 to 2 and then input the Moog and the Peak into the back of the left and right of the 1, pack that all into the Roland. I don't know what I would do with the Edge though. I guess I can put the fuck, I think I need a mixer. Yeah, I don't know. The mixer does add another level of control, especially with like the Mackie, for example. It has the 100 hertz filter cut on each channel. So if I know that like the Moog is doing something low frequency wise, but it's not the predominant sub bass channel that I want, I'll cut that 100 hertz and then I'll leave it on like a sine wave channel that I just have running on the Electron. And I like have a strong DJ background too. So like I'll use the mixer to cue like the next bass line on the synth. So like I'll be sequencing the bass line on the Digitakt and then I'll be listening to the synth in my headphones queued up via the mixer, and then I'm able to bleed that in just like you would like DJing. It's pretty fun. Nah, Art, this is. Oh, you're not talking to me. Sorry. Yeah, see, like, do you just have the sub 37 going into the back of the digitone? And then just the digitone left and right out into the effects? Because, yeah, that's probably how I would do it to save money, too. You definitely wouldn't need a mixer unless. Yeah, see, a mixer, especially with just 2 channels or 3 channels. Like, again, it's just like you get control over the EQ, which is kind of nice. You can kind of fine tune that, some gain, but yeah, you don't need it. You really don't. I know it would be fun if I was able to just like throw all the synths into a jar and then every funk day I pick 3. I'm just like, oh, we got the Digitakt, we got the Edge, and we've got the Peak, and I can only use those things. I'd have to like, yeah, that would be fun. And I just have to like plug it all in and start the set, and then it's like truly improvised. But then I have to like dismantle the whole the rack. I have all these plans for the Funk Day and whatnot. I'm still thinking about doing the 12-hour stream for number 100. Started at 10 p.m. my time, or 10 a.m. and ended at 10 p.m., or go from noon to midnight my time. The 12-hour stream would be deadly, though. I'd be getting Uber Eats during it. Smash a donaire. Yes, synth roulette. Yeah, maybe it's a workflow thing. Maybe this weekend I'll take the time to like strip it all back. I'll make it a little bit more workflow proof. Not the 101, no. That's their micro sampler, their mini sampler, right? I think I messed around. I worked at a music store. I worked at Long and McQuaid. It's like Canada's Guitar Center. And we had one on display, and I would play with it all the time, but I never cracked it. I always played with the Moog stuff and the Electron stuff. That was my favorite stuff to go and play with. But I worked in rentals and not the pro audio keyboard side directly, so like only when I had free time I could go mess with the synths. They look pretty sick though. They're like, I don't know. I always like say if you're in the back of a car, how much of a track would you be able to build? And like the Digitakt 2, I only took the Digitakt 2 with me to Vancouver when I went there last year in September, and I was able to make bangers on the Digitakt 2. That's crazy. 160,000 people. Did you go the whole weekend? What state are you from, Art? Then you're not from Florida, I'm assuming. Dude, that's awesome. You're from Colorado. Hey, I was in last May. I flew to Bakersfield, California, and I took a stop in Denver at the airport. The old reptilian bunker, the conspiracies about the Denver airport. Dun dun dun. I like Akai gear. I think Akai. I think they definitely went a little overboard on like the cheap stuff for a little bit. But they were really big when like the Novation Launchpad was like at its peak with the Madeon video that he did. They were kind of like the Ableton go-to for like, you wanted more control than a Launchpad could offer. So then you get like the Akai MPK. Was it the MPK or like the Ableton controller with like the sliders and the knobs and all that kind of stuff? I've tried Bitwig. I think it's really fun, but I have been using Ableton for so long that like I'll try a software, but I'm not going to sit there and learn it because this is kind of a waste of time at this point. But Bitwig is really powerful, definitely. But yeah, I've just been using Ableton for so long that it's quick, it's easy. It's what I do. It's not a terrible trade knowledge for material, but if you found it worth it, then yeah. But if you didn't, then oof. DJing is fun. I've been meaning to buy another deck. I have got my eyes on the Denon Prime 4 Plus. I had the Denon Prime 2 for a bit, and then I sold it to, what did I sell it to get? I wasn't it was like COVID, and I just sold it for money, I think. But my plan is to get a DJ deck and put it there. Kind of complete the three corners of the room being synth, DJ, or synth, DJ. I'm just going to focus on the first oscillator here to see what we can do here. think I've ever used one, no. Have never used an analog rhythm. The Pepsi's label. Oh, no way. That's nuts, man. I had no idea who that was. El Dusty? So your MPC went on to contribute to El Dusty in his music. That's pretty cool. Canyon Stoic, are you down for some repo? No, I was considering getting the MPC 1000, and then I ended up getting the Digitakt 2 instead. Wait, who was I playing with the other day? Wait, that was Dr. Discombobulate, I'm pretty sure. Never mind Canyon Stoic. Yeah. 2 Digitakt 2s. Damn, Art. What are you doing with 2 Digitakt 2s? I wanted to get 2 Digitakt 2s so I can like do it DJ style, where I can like build a beat while I'm playing with the other one, like DJ style, then like cross it over, you know? I don't know why I got you guys confused. That's my bad. Damn, what do you own stocks in Electron? Holy, that's insane. What a collection, actually. One of my friends I worked with at Long and McQuaid, he had an original mono machine. That thing was cool. Wait, Chevere, you have 12 or 3 digitones? One sec. I'll be right back. I need vape juice. Uno momento. it's so good to know that you guys all jam and you guys all do your own form of music creation. It's easier to talk to you guys, you know? Be nerds. The Mini Freak is pretty cool. Yeah, we all jam, man. We all gotta get together someplace somehow and do a live jam. Maybe I'll figure out a way to get you guys like looped in audio wise, and we can do like a an hour each live one night or something. That'd be fun. Yeah, we got it like each like so like I could host it and then we could do like an opener, like a bunch of people play and then like we'll do a big jam at the end or something. I'll close it out. I don't know. I just got to see how I would be able to receive you guys sending audio to a host stream, you know what I mean? Does that exist? Is there a setup like that we can download? Unless we do like a Zoom call, and then what I can do is that I can mute certain people and have you stream via the Zoom call, and I'll just put the Zoom call into OBS and then stream that to YouTube with your audio. That could work, and then when it's my turn, I can just turn it on to my thing, and then yeah. Man, that would be awesome. I'll get you guys all to send like a 10-minute jam just to see what you guys got, just to make sure you guys aren't phonies. I'm just kidding. I believe you guys, but you know what I mean. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah, guys, put your SoundClouds or whatever in the description. If you guys have stuff on YouTube, I'll go check it out. But yeah, no, I gotta make more music. I gotta make more YouTube videos because those do very well for the subscribers and all that kind of stuff. I'm not ungrateful, but I definitely want to get the numbers bigger on YouTube because I want to get monetized and start making a little bit of cash back on these synthesizers, you know what I mean? I just want the FUNKDAY to hit the right ears. I want to go on tour with it, you know what I mean? I got to polish it. I really got to like spend more time in the studio and mess around more. Yeah, dude, in my Ableton projects, like it's just whip work in progress galore. It's terrible. It sucks. And it's painful to look at. But yeah, no, we all have what it takes, man. You guys too. I got my own excuses and reasons and shortcomings, but yeah, dude. The FUNKDAY is something that I do like I don't know. Music for me, like I just don't like treating it the same way. It was like, oh, just crank it out, finish it, market it all on Instagram. I just like flowing with it, you know, doing what I like to do with it. I used to write a lot of dubstep and house. I finished one house track. It's out on Spotify under Funktuate. It's called Number One Underground. It's definitely more of like an upbeat kind of like it. It reminds me of like a fitness track. You know what like a bunch of chicks would be dancing at the gym and whatnot. It's a fun track, but I'm trying to get more techno, theory down, listening to it more, figuring out how those songs are structured, and starting to record a little bit more techno. Yeah, my biggest problem is like listening to like even this, like I could release this. But I don't know why I don't. Yeah, like Funktuate is obviously house and techno. Steezy Wonder, which I'm still not retiring yet. I still have it on the back burner. That's all dubstep, which I've played out on these streams already. Yeah, I don't know. Like this kind of stuff, this gear I find is just, it makes techno real easy. I didn't choose to make techno. Like if you guys go back to like the early streams of the FUNKDAY, like 1 through 10, it's my best attempt at like Funktuate, and then it eventually just kind of like evolved into more of a techno industrial sound. Yeah, hip hop's fun too. Just to like go in and make like a trap beat, that's always fun, especially when it gets flowy and you just start bopping. It's good to get as a producer, it's good to just explore different things. Even if you like make hip hop, make a country beat, Maybe Shabuzi will hit you up. I gotta get a bigger hard drive. I'm recording all these streams and we're at 2 hours and 4 minutes, and I'm like maxing out my hard drive space because I've got hours of HD recordings. Yeah, did you guys all start producing in Fruity Loops and then found other software afterwards? Because that's exactly what happened to me. All FL Studio, and then I was like, oh, Daft Punk performed their whole Alive tour in Ableton, and deadmau5 uses Ableton, and Skrillex. I'm getting Ableton. That was like me in grade 9. My mom got me a laptop to like take notes on in school, and I just downloaded FL Studio, and I didn't take notes. I just tried making beats. If you guys go on SoundCloud and type in Spin It like this, Spin It with a 5, you guys can find all of my old projects that I made way back in the day. If you just Google it, I'm pretty sure it'll come up. Actually, no, you got to go on SoundCloud and look it up. Ableton since 6.0, jeez. Yeah, it's such bad music, dude. I didn't even know what mixing was. I didn't know what half the stuff I was doing was. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I pirated Ableton since like I think 7 or 8. I had like the live intro box. I think it was 8. I got that, and then I tried upgrading from there, but it was still too expensive, and didn't have a job when I started making music when I was like 13, so everything was so expensive. So I pirated everything, of course. I finally bought Ableton now, but I'm still on Ableton 10, I think. Yeah, I'm on 10 Suite right now, just because I'm fine without upgrading right now. Everyone pirated back then, exactly. Pro Tools, it's like, it's the industry standard, you know what I mean? It's where you go for like the corporate side of your music. It's like corporate mixing. Yeah, it's super good for recording. Like when I first started like messing around with multi-tracking for the FUNKDAY, I learned the hard way that Ableton has a recording limit of either 2 gigabytes or something else. So they have a memory limit or like a time limit for a certain channel. So I got like 20 minutes into a FUNKDAY and it stopped recording, and I was like, what the hell? But I downloaded Reaper, and I have a recording template in there, and Reaper lets me record the whole FUNKDAY no problem, so I'm glad I figured that out. Okay, I'm going to try to get one more little jam going and see what happens here. Motu Ultralite MK5 over here that's receiving all of the processing and all that good stuff. So if you have a good audio interface, the Scarletts are like a good middle ground for price and performance there. But yeah, no, I spent the money on a pretty good interface, and it's never let me down. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years now. It's actually crazy.
they're on the same level and same spec in terms of quality of recording as a Scarlett. And then when you get up to like their more what's that one they have? I forget. But they got tiers, right?
About the Digitakt 2 is a Euclidean sequencer. If you guys don't know what that is, let me show you. The Euclidean sequencer. So we have our little pattern here. Choose a sound. The Big 6 is sick, man. That's exactly what I was thinking of. But for the price and like the channel strips alone would be so sick for this shit. But yeah, I can't justify that. Again, guys, if I hit a sick record deal, get a huge grant or something like that, I'll go all out and I'll get all the cool stuff. But yeah, no, I've already gone out and up, if you can tell. The Machine universe is really, really fun. I enjoyed the Machine stuff when I had it. I even had the complete control keyboard, like the full one with the LCD screen. That thing was really powerful. Highly recommend that if you are a keyboard player. So the Euclidean sequencer, guys. So we'll enable it by hitting function and the sequencer there. Enable, switch it on, and we'll take our, you know what? We'll just go in and we'll go 4, 3, and then we'll shorten it down to maybe 12 steps. See what that sounds like. Euclidean sequencer, it's cool. So you choose out of 16 how many steps the sequence is going to run. Then you say, I want to place 3 notes and then another 3. And it spreads out those notes evenly amongst those steps. But then you can change the phase or like the where those steps kind of start. It's kind of hard to explain, but we're messing around with it here. Machine Studio looked pretty sick. I just hate how they didn't update it, because they came out with it in like 2015, 2016, and it's still the same thing, is it not? I almost got a Machine MK3, but the Machine Plus looks pretty sweet too, and I would definitely consider it. This is sick. I like this.
just update the software, or did they actually like update the actual whole hardware? Yeah, the Electron, man, like whenever they even the updates that they have for the Digitakt stuff is insane. And you know, the new stuff that we're getting, like for example, so I like this. So, okay, well, like that's what I mean. Like they can always update the firmware and the software. I guess they don't like, again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And like, if the hardware didn't need any updates, then why not? But yeah, the Digitakt 2 got a new filter. So we can go to Comb Plus. Little obnoxious. Orange Canyon Stoic. Even though your username dictates that you should probably get a mountain bike, because you probably ride in the canyons and you're very stoic about it, the Digitakt 2 will take you on a better ride for sure. That's what I'm trying to do here, Art. I'm trying to bring the ultra vibes back here. Digitakt 2 and a nice bike that you can take to someplace to play on it, you know? And a nice battery pack so you don't need a power source. Takes me back. I used to have a Rocky Mountain Flow Raw. I don't know if you're familiar with that model, but I had one of those, man, and we built dirt jumps all throughout this one area that was getting dug up. That's sick, man. That's quite the collection. I used to be so into biking. I had a Fit Inman 1 BMX. I had a Rocky Mountain Flow Raw. Yeah, Rocky Mountain went under though. I tried looking them up not too long ago and I realized that they went out of business. I'm like, oh, damn. Like Crankworks, you probably watched Crankworks before, but yeah, Crankworks looks insane. Same with all the biking stuff. There was this one local ski hill in my area called Rabbit Hill, and they opened up a bike park for a couple years, and I checked it out a few times, and their green runs were scary as hell, and it freaked me the hell out. I was way too young, but yeah, bro. Mountain biking, it was so much fun. I would love to get back into it, just like cruise some trails in the river valley and whatnot. I just gotta save up for a bike. Maybe if I sold the Peak or the Moog, I would get like a secondhand hardtail or something like that. Yeah, we used to ride a lot as kids, and then we just got old and started driving, and yeah. A Ragbri, what is that? I've been out of the bike game for a while, buddy. That sounds pretty sweet. Really? Biggest bike ride in the world? No way. I've never heard of it. I gotta check it out. That's cool. You should definitely do it. Stream it if you can. get a Digitakt 2 if you're considering either, but both play very, very well together. If you ever get an opportunity to get the TR-8S. If you have money left over, definitely. But if you can only get one, Digitakt 2 all the way. Ultra live streams early on Saturday, and there's a guy opening one of the stages. It was one of the smaller ones, and he was playing on Electron. Was it an analog rhythm? I think it was, and then he had a Behringer synth. Clear velocity on all trigs when they're played in. No, I don't clear velocity. Sometimes I'll record in the velocity mode if I'm feeling a certain way, but I'll usually sequence out the rhythm and then I'll go in and adjust the velocity per step. If it's like a hi-hat rhythm, like such, I'll do that right now. So on this one, for example. Beetroots and like the Crookers from way back in the day. The Bloody Beetroots I saw live in like 2015 in Calgary, Alberta, and like, yeah, they threw on a pretty good show. They played Warp 1.9 and a bunch of their other stuff, and then it started raining halfway through their set, and yeah, they got rained out, but they played all their bangers, thank God. But yeah, they played all their stuff live, which was insane. No DJing. From the get-go? Weren't they garage band dudes? Heard that they did other stuff in garage band. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. I got some stuff I got to do for later on, but you guys kept this stream great. Damn, dude, that's insane. What a lineup. I just saw Skrillex 2 years ago. This summer it would be 2 years ago. And I have a Skrillex tattoo right here. And I've only ever seen the guy once because I've met him a few times. I've met Skrillex I think 3 times actually. So it got sunburned. Hell yeah. Art, we know you went to Ultra. Art had a better weekend than us. I probably saw you in one of the live streams at least. Saw your hand up in the air or something. That's hilarious. Tiesto parachuting. It's like Pink when she does all of her Cirque du Soleil stunts at her shows. But yeah, guys, keep it real. I'm probably going to stream again tomorrow. I'm off work for a bit, so I'm just chilling. But yeah, catch you guys hopefully tomorrow. Figure out what's going on with this Ableton BS. I want to be able to record some of this stuff because we made some bangers. And I want to actually release some music. So yeah, no, thank you guys all for chilling. And yeah, till the next time. See you guys hopefully tomorrow and for sure Monday Funky number 81 next Monday, y'all. That's awkward. Yeah, you guys make it fun. If you guys play Repo, if you guys haven't played Repo yet, download Repo and add me on Steam. If not, still add me on Steam and we'll play some games if you guys are down. Yeah, come back on Monday, Chevelle. Sonny might be eating shit off the table again. But yeah, come play Repo. Come hang out tomorrow during the stream if I end up doing it. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care. Stay cool. Goodbye.